Well, today we'll ask Houston political leaders about steps being taken to contain the coronavirus outbreak. So far, there are 12 diagnosed cases in our area, half of those in Fort Bend County, another 4 in Harris County, 2 of them in the city of Houston. The CDC still has to confirm 9 of the 12, but those patients were all diagnosed after coming back to the U.S. from a cruise in Egypt. So let's go to Charlie Edsity now. She's at Rice University, where someone did test positive, and that school is now shutting down for the week, Charlie?
Yeah, that's right, Tom. It's a question that a lot of universities and schools in this area are having to wrestle with, whether to have classes because of the coronavirus and the confirmed cases that continue to pop up. Well, Rice University making a decision for their students this week, saying they all need to stay home. Stay home. That's the message to Rice University's 6,000 students this week, as yet another presumed case of coronavirus in the Houston area is announced overnight. The move to cancel getting a thumbs up from Mayor Turner.
So I support that. Were it not for the fact that they had an employee who was on the Egyptian cruise liner.
That ship now linked to all of the presumed positive cases across Harris and Fort Bend counties. That number now up to 12. Leaders from those counties and the city say they're prepped and ready to handle what lies ahead, as long grocery store lines and empty store shelves suggest a state of panic among the public. A call center has also been set up by the Houston Health Department to provide the facts to those who have questions. And local teachers unions also want to have their voices heard. And later on this morning, they're holding a press conference to discuss some preventative measures that they would like to see implemented inside their classrooms because of the coronavirus. From Rice University, Charlie Edsity, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
I'm Jeff Ealing on the south side, where we're monitoring economic conditions because of the coronavirus. Stocks set to open sharply lower and oil prices falling as well. You know, if you're going to get gas, falling prices at the pump is a good sign, but if you know somebody who works in the oil and gas industry, maybe not so much. During a recent meeting between Russia and Saudi Arabia and OPEC nations, the two countries could not agree on how to deal with lower prices. So Saudi Arabia decided it would cut the price of a barrel of oil that it's making, and also at the same time announced that it's going to increase its production. Well, that sent the international price of oil into free fall overnight. The price of a barrel of oil down more than 20%, currently trading around the $30 a barrel level. Now, this is probably going to translate to a 10-cent reduction in price at the pump, but here in Texas and across the U.S., some shale producers will not be able to turn a profit at that price, and that could eventually lead to layoffs. Now, there are some industry analysts saying that this is going to amount to an economic stimulus for consumers. They will have more money in their pockets to spend because they don't have to worry about spending so much money on gasoline. And other industry experts are saying this is just temporary, and once coronavirus has run its course, that things will get back to where they were before. Reporting live, Jeff Ealing, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Thanks, Jeff. That ship, now linked to all of those presumed positive cases across Harris and Fort Bend County, is up, and the city says they are prepped and ready to deal with what lies ahead. Long grocery store lines, empty store shelves suggest something of a panic among a lot of people. Now, that cruise ship right there, that was the one that also had those cases. That is docking today in Oakland. They have 21 people on board who have tested positive for the virus. Many of those people will be taken off the cruise ship today, and they will be brought to San Antonio. That is where that quarantine area is. Again, those passengers are finally being allowed to dock in Oakland today.
We've got to be prepared to take whatever action is appropriate.
And the State Department is now warning Americans to avoid cruise ships altogether, especially people with pre-existing health conditions. All right, now to another story overnight. Good Samaritans and fishermen helped police catch 3 robbers in Willis overnight. 3 teenagers pumping gas saw the robbery happening about 11 last night. The robbers took off in one of the employees' cars, and the teens followed them while calling 911 and giving directions to deputies. Then the deputies joined the chase, and the robbers crashed into Lake Conroe, got out and started swimming away, but 2 fishermen helped corral them. All 3 have been taken into custody, and they think they're responsible for at least 1, maybe 2 robberies. A woman in Deer Park calls it divine intervention. She walked away unharmed after her car burst into flames. You see them right there in those pictures. She tells us God told her to pull over.
I called my husband and I told him there's something wrong with the car, that he needed to come to the parking lot where I was at, and I said I need to get out of the car, it's smoking. So he said he was on his way. I called 911, and then I had to call him back because then the car was on fire.
Well, after firefighters put out the fire, she said she retrieved her Bible, which was on the dashboard, and it was nearly untouched. She says you should always follow your gut instinct, and that is what she did. To American Idol now, and last night one of our favorite singers was 26-year-old Ren Patrick from CYPRESS, and she blew the judges away.
I just gotta see it for myself. I'm in the corner watching you kiss her. Oh.
Yep, and she got a golden ticket to Hollywood in the next round. And she responded to a tweet made about her by Katy Perry, saying, "I am screaming. You tweeted about me. I've been a fan for so long. Your words have helped me heal, and I will hold on to that moment for the rest of my life." All right, it is back-to-back conference titles for U of H and the men's basketball team. Second year in a row, the Cougs have won the AAC title, and they took down Memphis 64-57 to do it yesterday. And then they came back and cut down the Nets. The AAC championship quarterfinals is this Friday in Fort Worth. They will play the winner of this week's Temple SMU game. And this is the first time the Cougs have won back-to-back regular season titles since 1983 and 84 season.
There you go. March Madness time. Hard to believe it. All right, already a little rain popping up on radar, mainly out to our west. So if you're tuning in now, you're actually getting the early heads up. Just west of Columbus on I-10, so heads up if you're driving. More light rain all across the state, western parts of the state. For us, primarily, we'll see some around the mid-morning hours and the early afternoon today. A little bit of patchy fog along our coast, nothing too major. Future Track brings in that light rain through parts of the day today. Again, nothing too heavy. And by 6 or 7 o'clock, just in time for rodeo festivities tonight, and the main show should be just fine. In fact, that rain won't be much of a hindrance at all as we talk about the rest of the day and this evening. All right, let's go ahead and take a live look at the 10-day, 75, 79 tomorrow, 83 on Wednesday. It's going to feel quite a bit warmer, and that humidity coming back. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, again, temps in the lower 80s. Finally, by next Sunday, we'll get a little bit of a drop in temps due to a little bit of a weaker front, but that's it. I think most of us actually see temps stay in the 70s after that front. Catherine?
And Colin, as we look ahead to our evening, we do have some new big closures along 146 happening here in the Kemah area. From FM 2094 down to FM 518, you'll see both lanes restricted with traffic here in that location. So use Highway 3 as an alternate route. Lots of activity around that location, especially during spring break time. So a reminder, you may want to go ahead and use that alternate if you are traveling through. Tom, back to you.
All right, thank you, Catherine. And that's all the time we have for the news this morning. We hope you have a great Monday.